got lucky.
Luck lives in the city.
Get your hand off that weapon!
Luck don't live out here.
Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film Wind River. Now this film is written by the person who wrote Hell or High Water, which is my favorite film of last year. I absolutely love this movie, and so I was naturally very excited to see another film written by the same person. The film stars Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen in the two lead roles. Jeremy Renner is this hunter who works just random cases for the local Indian reservation, just taking down random lions or just tracking different problems which occur in the area. Well, Elizabeth Olsen is an FBI agent who shows up to the scene after Jeremy Renner's character discovers the body of a girl who has seemingly been murdered. So throughout the course of the film, they work together, they talk to people, and they try to piece together what ultimately happened on the night that this girl ended up just wandering through the snow barefoot 6 miles and eventually collapsed and died. And Jeremy Renner gives, I think, one of the best performances, if not the best performance of his career in this film. His character is haunted by a tragedy which happened in his past, and you just see that played out on his face throughout the majority of his time on screen, because the case that he is now working on with Elizabeth Olsen is one which reflects one which happened in his past, and it gives reason as to why he is really actively working to solve this case. I liked Elizabeth Olsen in this film as well. I haven't really seen her personally in a lot of things I can remember, Avengers and whatnot obviously, but aside from that I can't really think of anything major that I've seen her in that I can remember, so it's nice seeing her in this drama where it's just showing off her acting talents and capabilities. And I really enjoyed her character as well, because you can tell that she's kind of a rookie FBI agent who's just really trying to prove herself, prove that she can get the job done on her own if necessary. For instance, there's a scene early on where the coroner cannot say for sure that the case has to be ruled as a homicide because of the way that he is saying that the victim has died. And so you can see the frustration on her face, because she knows in order to get more FBI help and solve this thing faster, it has to be ruled a homicide, or else she's not going to get any other assistance. So that passion for really solving this crime quickly is something which both she and Jeremy Renner's character share equally, I think. I will say this, the film is very dialogue heavy, so if that's not something that you're very good at watching, this probably isn't going to be the thing for you. It does have some action scenes, especially in the last 20-ish minutes or so. That's where the big reveal happens per se, and you can just see a lot of stuff go down. Otherwise, it's very much a standard dialogue heavy film where characters are going to reveal things through the course of dialogue, and things which you kind of have to assume and grasp based on what they're saying in conversations in regards to their histories, which is something I love when films do. They just don't treat you like an idiot, and they make you figure things out as you are listening to the dialogue. And so the tone of this film is also something which I really enjoyed, because it has this kind of somber feeling to it where you can tell that this town is just plagued by tragedy, and you don't necessarily know why right away, but as you learn more and more about this community and the central people that you meet and that you talk to throughout the course of this film, it makes it really obvious why this place has such a kind of neglected, sad tone to it. I did really enjoy the mystery aspects of this film though, because you have Jeremy Renner, who is a hunter. Like I said, he's a tracker, and so he's picking up different clues and signals which Elizabeth Olsen just is not even thinking about looking into. And so seeing her skills combined with his tracking abilities, it makes for a really good team up, and I think that the whole mystery element of this film worked really well, and I really enjoyed that. Especially the reveal at the end as to what ultimately happened the night that this whole thing happened. I really enjoyed that, not because of the content per se, but because of how it's not necessarily what you would have expected. There was one small plot detail which did kind of bug me a little bit after thinking about the film. Jeremy Renner's character has his son with him because he and his wife are divorced, and so they have joint custody of their child, and it seems to be Jeremy Renner's time to look after their kid. and they don't really do anything with that plot line. They started off a little bit like the kid's going to be something of a main character because he's showing him how to ride a horse and everything like that. And he just kind of leaves them to work on the case with Elizabeth Olsen's character. And so it just didn't really seem like the wife and the kid characters had any real purpose in the course of the film. They could have just been in their own state, and the whole background of Jeremy Renner's character still would have been enforced just as well, I think. So that's just one little criticism that I did have with the film itself. So guys, I never really had any major issues with Wind River. It is something which I really had a fun time watching. Like I said, it's a very dialogue heavy film, so if that's not for you, probably not gonna enjoy this as much as I did. But I really like smart dialogue heavy driven films where it's all leading to something. You're learning about the characters through their dialogue, through the environment, through the background. You're just learning things about this town, this city, and ultimately this mystery which ends up being solved by the end. Like I said, I think Jeremy Renner gave an incredible performance. I would love to see him get an Oscar nod for this thing. I don't know if he will. But guys, those are my thoughts on Wind River. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.